How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal, and today we're going to talk about a game based on, honestly, one of my favorite movies from the 80s. It was an adventure title. It gave some serious Indiana Jones vibes, but it was focused on a group of kids in this random town called Astoria. Well, I'm pretty sure you figured out by now. I'm talking about the Goonies. And the game that we all know to be the Goonies was actually the Goonies 2, which was some sort of hypothetical sequel made up by Konami for this game. For this movie, right? And you might have also been wondering, well, why didn't they make a game based on the actual movie? Fun fact, they did. It was released in 1986, but we didn't get it in the States. Yeah, for some inexplicable reason, Konami did not release the Goonies Famicom game in the US. Nobody knows why. And it's been one of the great mysteries of all time in gaming. Well, let's talk about that game for a second. We're going to take a look at the Goonies. Now, first of all, the entirety of the game takes place much like the film does. It starts out in the Fratelli's hideout and then works its way down. Every level you work yourself down until you get to that cave at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. That cave where the pirate ship is, and the pirate ship itself, that's where the end of the game takes place. And you're basically collecting keys. You're blowing up these doors and collecting keys and fighting off rats and assorted members of the Fratelli gang. There's the one who sings all the time, and then there's the one that's always trying to shoot at you. They both pop up. There's also these invincible ghosts that come after you. It's a very liberal usage of the source material, but a lot of the stuff that's in the game itself actually kind of happens to an extent. In the stuff that happens in the movie happens to an extent in the game. Though none of the actual Goonies appear in the Famicom game. There's this little kid that we all assume is Mikey because it's Mikey that you play as in Goonies 2. And because we didn't know nothing about this game when this game was released, a lot of us didn't know this game existed. So we just kind of whatever about it, right? Well, you rescue these little kids that are scattered about the game world. They're usually hidden behind these doors with skulls on them, and you need bombs to open the doors. You also get health refills, invincibility, slingshots. Slingshots are your only weapon other than kicking stuff. Stuff like that. And for what it's worth, this is actually a really decent little action adventure game. It gives me the same kind of vibe that older games like Montezuma's Revenge would give me. It gives me the same vibes that not Minor 2049er, Hero from Activision would give me, or Pitfall 2. There's a whole lot of Activision inspiration in this game. And that's not a problem because those games, Pitfall 2, Hero, Miner 2049er, stuff like that, those are how Activision became a name. And later on in the game, you have to contend with ghosts, which weren't in the movie itself, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, it wasn't a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. It's something that we really should have gotten here in the States, but we didn't for some reason. Except for Nintendo getting a version of this made to work with their Play Choice 10 cabinets and put on those Nintendo Versus System consoles. Cabinets. Those, if you don't know, were arcade games that featured arcade cabinets that featured reworked NES games that had a timer on them. But you know, that's another topic for another day. Now, if you want a copy of the Goonies for Famicom, if you have a way to play it, it's a pretty cheap buy, actually. You can get a copy for under $20. And there are a lot of them out in the wild. You may actually be able to find somebody who does repro carts that will make you a US NES cart of this game. And, you know, it'll be a nice little companion piece next to your copy of Goonies 2, because we know you got a copy of Goonies 2 if you're trying to play the first game. Just saying. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow, we celebrate making it halfway through the year by talking about a thing so bad, I have to apologize to Color Dreams. Well, almost.